Happiness. I mean, everybody talks about it. You see it everywhere you go. You see it advertised all over social media. People have pages on social media specifically geared to help people get to happiness. But do you know what it's going to take for you to be happy? Have you sat down and had that talk with yourself about what it's going to take for you to be happy on the inside? Because the world is built up with a lot of facades, right? It's a lot of that. It's a lot of people looking like they're happy, but are you ultimately happy with who you are and what you are becoming and where you're going? Right? That's a lot. Take that in. Think about that. Are you ultimately happy with who you are, what you want out of life, and where you're going? And I think when you look at it that way, when you take the time to look at it that way, it'll be easier for you to accomplish happiness. I don't think that it's easy to attain. I think people spend a lot of time acting like they're happy before they take the time to actually dig deep and figure out what it makes for them to be happy. I can remember years of me dealing with or being in a relationship where I was not happy, but I felt like I had to act that way to keep everybody else happy. But ultimately, me keeping everybody else happy did not keep me happy. So what I did for me to be successful on my journey to happiness is I wrote some things down that I feel like I need to be happy. I feel like ultimately I would have to accomplish for me to feel ultimately happy. Now, I'm 100% happy and at ease with where I am in my journey. I'm also going to tell you that I'm on a journey to accomplish more and do more for me and mine. So my walk to happiness is like a continuous walk. Like, I'm happy to be where I am. I'm also excited to accomplish these things that I've set forth so I can continue to be happy, right? So one thing that was major to me, once I transitioned from hustling to like this 9-to-5 life of me being a nurse, one of them was finances, because finances are huge to me. I ain't never want to not have. I never wanted to be without. And when you go from hustling and to working a 9-to-5, it's just different. When you go from getting money every day, I had a small business also as a hairstylist too. So when you go from getting money every day to transition to every 2 weeks, that was difficult to me. So for me, financial stability is always at the root of me being happy. I just want to be financially stable. I ain't got to have a bunch of coins. I ain't got to have gazillions of dollars, but I do want to be financially stable, and I do want my seed to be financially stable as well. I want to set his life up so when he is ready to when he gets into picking his career and when he gets into figuring out what he wants to do with his life, finances won't be a big issue. That'll be something that's already taken care of for him. He can just really go out and do what makes him happy. So for me, finances is huge. Second thing is I have to always feel content and comfortable with who I am in my skin. And for me, that took time. I mean, I was brainwashed for so long with society and what society felt like was beautiful. It took me a long time for me to be comfortable with this natural hair, for me to be comfortable with my situation. That took a long time. I'm there, but it was not something that happened overnight. It took a long time for me to wake up, for me to look at myself in plain form and like what I am. That took a long time. So that is something that I've already accomplished. So my homework for you guys is for you to sit down and figure out what ultimately makes you happy. What do you think it's going to take for you to ultimately accomplish happiness? I also want to stress you guys that in your walk through life, in your journey, you have to be comfortable with where you are in order to move on to the next step of what you want. So I'm comfortable in my skin right now. God has blessed me beyond measure with a lot of things. I'm comfortable. I also am aware that there are other things that I want to accomplish to continue for me to be happy. So know that in your journey and in your walk to happiness, you have to be content with where you are. Prayer is major. Y'all know that, right? You got to stay prayed up every day. I mean, I'm probably praying all day to keep my temper in line, all day to keep my mouth in line, all day to keep to stay sane. So formulate a plan. Write down some things that you feel like it's going to take for you to ultimately be happy, and stick to it. And leave a comment below. I want to know what you guys came up with. I want to know for some of you guys, what ultimately will make you happy. Subscribe to my YouTube. Alicia's So Awesome.